Good morning. Good morning, guys. Go around the other way. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show, where we are having confessions and conversations about yet everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy Specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? My pigtails won't do right. Good morning. Hope everybody's ready to get this day started. I hope you had a great weekend. And that you were safe out there. I hope you've been enjoying the show. Hope you've been enjoying all the shows. I hope you've been sharing, because sharing is caring. Don't forget, if your friends and family do not have Facebook, we do have a YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows. Here's the link for the Girlfriends Retreat. And if you're going to be in Tampa, July 27th, I will be there. Good morning, Lynn. I will be there July 27th. And if you want to pre-order your book, so you can bring it with you to Tampa for me to sign. This is the link to pre-order your book. And bring it with you. And I will sign it there. And I will post the link for the Eventbrite for Tampa. Because I'm going to be in two places in Tampa. Here is the first place right here. I have that one handy. All right, guys. Hope you're ready to get this day started. If you haven't seen the post, if you have questions about where I'm going to be and what I'm doing, I do have a post for the month of July and August. So July 23rd through 24th, I will be in Vegas at the Her Story, speaking at the Her Story. July 27th, I will. Good morning, Cree. Cree, let me tell you, I talk about you like we've talked before. Tell my friends and my family about how you're going to teach me how to speak Spanish, and I still ain't called yet. So you the first person on my list this here morning to call, because I done talked about you like we friends. Like I talk to you all the time. July 27th, I will be in Tampa to do the book signing and the Dress for Success. I can't remember the name of the bookstore, Lynn, but the first spot that I will be is at an event, and I'll be doing a book signing there, Women Telling Our Story. And then August the 1st, I'll be traveling to the great state of Georgia. I will be in Gwinnett at Ambassadors of Change Incorporated. And in September, I think I'm in, August 23rd through 25th is the Live Past Crazy Girlfriends Retreat. And then in September, I'm in North Carolina. I think I'm back at my daddy's home church. But that is not confirmed yet. So that's where I'll be so far. So I hope you guys are ready to get this day started. And I will find that link and post it. The poster that I made that has all of the links if you want to join me, if you want to purchase tickets. The only one I don't have a link to is the one in Vegas, because I think it's free. It's July 23rd and the 24th, right? I'm sorry. July 23rd and 24th. I think that event is free to the public. It is in Vegas. So, and then y'all, we are being featured in a magazine in the UK. Yay! As soon as I get more information about that, I will share it with you. I have a couple of podcasts that are coming up that I was the guest on. And as soon as I get the dates for when they will be broadcast, I will let you know. Great morning, Miss Valerie. Great morning. So I thank you guys for joining me and being here with the Fearless Morning Show. All right, here's the quote today. There are only two mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way and not starting. There are only two mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way and not starting. You can open the door and you're free to go that way. Or did you want to come say good morning? Thank you, Miss Valerie. Why 8:15?
8:50.
Oh, I know that. Since you interrupted my thought, do you want to come say good morning? Because I was in the middle of saying my quote right. Just come over here. Y'all, I don't think me and Rosie look alike. I posted our picture, Rosie. Okay, maybe a little bit. With our glasses on.
No, let me do this. Let me see your glasses. Point proven.
Give me my glasses and go away, child. Thank you, Miss Valley. All right, the quote for the day. There are only 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way and not starting. And I went seeking for, no, I didn't. I can't even say that. I didn't go seeking for this quote about this. I was scrolling for a quote, and this was the one that popped up, and it just happens to deal with what I want to talk about today, which is the guidance of truth. So if y'all know me, I've been on some things about this freedom, about truth, about just living differently. And so one of them has been telling the truth. And this is a quote by Buddha. And so sometimes on this journey, we can do all the things, like we can say what we're going to do, and we can actually do them. But then there comes a time when we have to tell the truth or be truthful about a thing. But because we ain't ready for that kind of truth yet, we don't tell it, or we don't even acknowledge it. And so we halfway living free. We have got freedom. Here's my sticky note. Freedom 2019. We halfway got freedom because we ain't really to accept the truth of the matter yet. So we halfway got truth, and we have living a lie. And I think sometimes it is difficult for some of us to admit the real truth, because admitting the real truth brings real responsibility for our thoughts and actions. And some of us would rather deal with the comfort of crazy than the discipline of freedom. That's my quote. Some of us would rather deal with the comfort than the discipline of freedom. So the guidance of truth, I came up with 3 points. And if y'all share this, please make sure you attach my name to it, because these are my thoughts and mine alone. The guidance of truth. First, when you are guided by truth, and these are in no particular order, so one is not any different from the other. When you decide to tell the truth and be truthful to yourself, not even telling the truth to anybody else, but being truthful to yourself. Like I had a moment of truthfulness with myself. I then experienced the freedom that I said I wanted. Y'all know the freedom up here, where I have no limitations, where I'm asking for all things. I had the freedom because then I'm not trying to have a preconceived idea around a truth that I have not acknowledged yet, meaning a lie. Right? So I don't truly have freedom because I still have a lie stuck here. And because I still have a lie stuck here, I'm still building around this truth that I'm not ready to acknowledge. And because I'm not ready to acknowledge it, just because I'm not acknowledging it doesn't make it a lie, doesn't make it less true. It makes it a truth that I'm not willing to acknowledge, which is going to insert itself into my crazy. So number 1 for the guidance of truth is it's going to be freedom, because once I tell the truth, or I acknowledge the truth of myself and the truth of who I am, then I have the freedom to do and be without all the restrictions of not telling the truth. Second thing, of course, is peace, because along with that freedom, you get the peace. Oh, no, it's probably my phone. Is that better? Let me bring y'all down. Let me bring you down. Thank you, Cree. I don't want to put you like in my chest, though. How about that? There we go. Is that better? The second one is peace. When I decided to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, then I am able to have the peace that I can see. Thank you, Miss Valerie. Then I'm able to have the peace that I say that I wanted. Right? Because if I don't tell the whole truth, I don't have peace and there is no freedom. And can freedom and peace go hand in hand? Nope, they cannot. Because somebody may have peace about their life and be a-okay without living to the true version of themselves or acknowledging the truth of the thing that they don't want to acknowledge. They can be very peaceful with that. They can be a-okay with living their whole life with that. Good morning, mama. My mama, you ain't been on here in a minute. Good morning. So they can't, freedom and peace, I don't think can coexist together. They can't. Because some people, they're going to be free on this journey. And then there's going to come that peace where they got to accept the truth about this one thing that we don't want to accept the truth about. And they are a-okay with living in peace with not telling the truth of that one thing. But what I found for me on this journey, it became urgent that, and I can't say this cuss word, but in my favorite movie, Love Jones, at the end of the movie, when him and Nina are out in the rain and standing over the thing, she was like, why is everything so urgent with you? He said, this thing here, this thing, it's urgent like an MF. And that meant he meant that thing. He meant there was nothing else more pressing than the current moment. And at that current moment, they were telling the truth. So me accepting and telling the truth to myself became urgent. And there was nothing I can do until I could acknowledge all the truth that I needed to acknowledge, because I couldn't be my sister's keeper. I can't be the only Live Past Crazy specialist. I can't do all the things if I'm not willing to accept all the truth of me. And that means taking responsibility for things I did not do, I said, I did not say, actions I took and actions I did not take. So the guidance of truth, the first one is freedom, the second one is peace, and the third one is directive and direction. Once I had the freedom and the peace of knowing I've been truthful with myself. Forget everybody else. Have I been truthful with myself? And when I have been truthful with myself, the weight that comes off my shoulders and the direction and the understanding of what I need to do becomes more apparent. My directive, meaning what I've been told to go do, I can see and understand clearly. My direction on how to get there is more set and I can see it clearly. Directive and direction came when I acknowledged the truth of myself. JoJo, you're a know-it-all. And you don't know it all. JoJo, you talk entirely too much. JoJo, there's some truths about you that are just, people don't like. You take over folk conversation. And when you're arguing, you don't let nobody finish. You overtalk them. And you have a nasty habit of making people feel real stupid in 2.5 seconds by using big words that you know they don't understand. Although I think that is a gift sometimes that I need to use. Thank you, Jesus. JoJo, your mouth is slick and you hurt people's feelings on purpose because you know you can. I had to come to some ugly truths, right? I had to come to some real ugly truths. And then I had to come to some ugly truths about how it made other people feel. And that relationships that I said I wanted or they maybe didn't do right by me, was it really my doing? Like, for real, was it really me? And so I had to come to the truth about some things, about maybe my relationship is not as great, because the truth is, JoJo, you ain't all that in a bag of chips some days. Some days you aggravating as hell. Some days your mouth too much. Some days you're way too demanding. You're not understanding. You're not giving. You're not listening. Had to come to some truths. And when I came to the truths of myself, then I was able to acknowledge some things. Acknowledge what I wanted to keep. Acknowledge some things that I wanted to let go of. Acknowledge some things that I needed and must work on. And when I got to that, then it became urgent that I continue on this journey. Because on this journey, you're going to meet the new you. My mother will always say that I'm bossy. I get it from my mama. I get it from my mama. Mama, you are bossy. But that's okay. And I had to learn that I don't always have to be bossy to get the end result that I want. And I had to learn to check my ego. I had to learn to check my mouth. And if y'all been with me for a minute, y'all know I did a whole show that I had to let go of wanting somebody to acknowledge. What's the word I'm looking for? I had to let go of wanting somebody to tell me they were sorry enough to make me feel better. I had to let go that there was never going to be words that they could say that was going to make me feel better. There was never going to be anything they could do to make the situation right. There was never going to be them loving me more, doing more actions, giving me money. There was nothing they were going to be able to do to make that situation better. And when I realized that I was hurting myself more by forcing that, by continuing to stay with that person, that situation, to try to get out what I needed. Like, I really need you to feel my pain. I really need you to understand how you hurt me. And when I let that go, that I wasn't going to get that, then more freedom came. I had to work on that. I really had to work on that. And then what is the word I'm looking for? I can't remember. I said it, but I can't remember. But when I let go that they weren't going to be able to do enough for me to make me feel better about the situation. And then it's best that I let it go, because I'm holding on to anger, frustration, fear, aggression. I'm holding on to all of it. And they're never going to be able to break it down and release it. Only I can do that. And once I realized that I was in charge of letting it go, it took me a minute to unclutch that fist, but I let it go. And that was freedom and peace as well. And the freedom and peace that we often seek is here. I am the freedom and peace that I seek. I am it, because I can give it to me. And nobody, no situation, nothing else can give that to me. And when we realize that, self-validation, that's the word. They were never going to be able to validate my feelings to the level that I needed them. And if y'all was with me Friday, y'all know my quote that came out. Some people can't love me to the level of my faith. I've got to love myself to the level of my own faith. And in that self-validation, I had to let that go so that I could continue to love myself to the level of my faith. Because their faith in me kept me way down here. So, quote of the day, there are only 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way and not starting. And I started. I might as well go all the way. And so, the guidance of truth, these are, and a lot of people say, well, Georgia, where do you get these thoughts from? The good Lord give them to me. Amen. Sometimes I read books, and when I read books and it's a thought, I share with you guys the books. The good Lord gave me this morning, the guidance of truth. First one is freedom. Yes. Peace. The third one is directive and direction. I am the freedom and peace I seek. We are. Right. And then is it fair to give them all of your power? Like, you already hurt me, so then I'm going to give you the power to continue to make me angry, which is taken away from my soul. You can't do both. You can't hurt me, make me mad, keep me stuck here, do all this to me. You can't do all of that. And then you gonna force me to be mad? And y'all know when you get mad, it manifests in your stomach and in your adrenal glands and your thyroids. Scientific study, I'll post it for you. When we get angry, when you get mad, you feel like your head getting ready to pop off and your stomach hurt. That is your body reacting to words. 70% of our illnesses is because of the words that we spoke into our life, and they are manifesting in our body. So anger starts in your adrenal, in your thyroids. And the longer you hang on to it, the more the problem just enlarges. Right, Cree? If I'm going to start, I might as well go all the way. And I'd be darned. And I get this from my mama. And I would say a cuss word, but I'm not. I'd be darned if you going to cuss me, treat me bad, and then I'm still going to give the pleasure of you seeing me mad about what you did, and then the pleasure of you seeing me trying to force you to make me feel better. You got to pick one, dog. Either you going to cuss me and treat me bad, but I'm not fixing to let you see me give you all of my power. Before I do that, I'll walk away. Because I'm not going to get my self-validation from you. And what you're not fixing to do is take all of my energy, all of my wellness and my time, because you're eating my soul at that point. Can we agree that you're eating my whole soul? Because I'm giving you everything I got to show you I'm mad at you. I'm giving you everything I got to acknowledge how much you hurt me. The guidance of truth. When you get down to the truth of the thing, you're going to have freedom. It's a different kind of freedom when you get down and I tell the truth. Strengthen your voice by speaking your truth. I said that on February 28, 2018. Strengthen your voice by speaking your truth. There's a different kind of freedom when I speak my truth and I don't allow you to speak it for me. You can't tell my story, dog. Nope. You're not fixing them. You're not going to, and I'm not about to let that happen. Nope. Freedom. So when I got true to JoJo and told all of my truth for myself, came to the acknowledgement of the thing that I might have been holding on that wasn't necessarily the truth. It may have been part of the truth, but not the whole truth, right? There was freedom. And then the peace came. Right. You don't get all my energy because then there's nothing left for me. And then where does that leave me? If I'm giving you all my hurt, my anger, my frustration, what does that leave me with? Nothing. You're depleted. You have nothing. You have nothing to give. You're not going to be happy. You're not going to be sad. You're not going to be satisfied. You're not going to be anything. And I'll be damned if you're going to take it all. You got to pick one. You got to pick one. I'm not giving you everything. Nope. Not going to happen. Freedom, peace, and the third thing is directive and direction. Once I understood on this journey that the truth telling to myself, I had to tell the truth to myself about all things and not some of it. And here's why some of us don't want to tell the truth. If you missed the show Friday, please go back and watch it because I talked a little bit about this. This is why we don't want to tell the truth. If I tell the truth, good morning, Beverly. If I tell the truth, it is going to acknowledge somebody else's truth. Their truth, they may not necessarily want to be told. So they need me to keep my truth quiet so they can continue to lie in their truth. See, they're okay with the freedom of telling their truth because they're at peace with not telling their truth. But when it becomes urgent, y'all know my line, it's urgent like an ML. When it becomes urgent for me to tell my truth, but me telling my truth may show other people's non-truth or the truth that they choose to live with, and my truth starts to affect everybody's lives. That's why we don't want to tell the truth, because if you tell the truth, then it's going to show somebody else's version of the truth that doesn't line up with your version of the truth. And then people are going to be forced to decide which truth it is. That's why we don't tell the truth. You don't want to hurt nobody. You don't want to disrespect nobody. You don't want to hurt their feelings. But boo, one thing about the truth, it don't ever change. You can wake me up in the middle of the night and ask me anything about my husband abusing me. From my story to anything I ever said on an interview, any magazine, the story has never changed. Not a line, not a tittle, not a drop, not nothing. The truth doesn't change. And when I decided I had to be truthful for myself, and I had to acknowledge the truth for JoJo, because I can't acknowledge it for nobody else. And we will always do confessions and conversations on JoJo. When I acknowledge the truth for myself, because on this journey, I can't be my sister's keeper. I can't live past crazy. I can't be the only live past crazy specialist until I acknowledge all the truth of the things that I may have once had made peace with. I had made peace with not telling the truth about that one thing. But when you start on this journey and you get deep down in this growth thing, like you get for real with it, the guidance of truth, eventually you're going to have to meet up with yourself. And if you're willing to do the work, then there's freedom, there's peace. Your directive and your direction is going to be made clear. Because once I came to the truth of me, once I acknowledged some things that I had to make true for myself because I couldn't go on. Right, Chris? Good morning, Chris. The truth never changes. Now, it may highlight other people's inability to understand their truth. How about that? It may highlight other people's inability that they may not be living true to their truth. It may do that. But here's the thing. You got to be okay. I had to be okay with that. I had to be okay with me telling my truth may hurt somebody else's feelings. And when I became okay with that, because here's the thing. I did it with all the respect and love that I could do. But I knew I could not go further if I did acknowledge my truth. Who was I going to be? How was I going to be my sister's keeper? How was I going to help a sister who came to me and said, Georgia, I need to live past crazy today? How was I going to help her if I'm not speaking my truth, strengthening my voice by speaking my truth? If I'm not acknowledging the thing that I have, because I done built my life around everything, and then this one truth over here that I don't want to acknowledge, I'm just going to continue to build my life around it. But eventually it's going to become a hindrance. And then when it hits the fan, it's going to disintegrate everything else that I've built, or everything else that I've set in place. So I might as well acknowledge this truth. And when I decided to acknowledge all things true, and listen, you ain't got to tell nobody. For me, acknowledging my truth was having that conversation with myself, JoJo, now. You know, you got and these are superficial things, because I got deep. You got a slick mouth. You mean. You know you mean as hell sometimes, as your mama say, you mean as hell. That's why I'm overly nice. That's just the truth of the thing. And when I got to the truth, got past the surface of my truth that I was telling myself, and I got down to the real stuff, I had to write that thing out, because I had to see those words and then decide what I was going to do with them. And then when I did that, the guidance of truth, that was freedom. I was no longer self-imposed of trying to hold on to a truth of a thing. Yes, ma'am. What? Let me tell you, that ugly, when the you meets you ain't trying to look in the mirror no time soon, Beverly. Like you ain't trying to look in the mirror. Because I had to acknowledge them friendships that people, they not about me, they not my friend. Truth was, JoJo did that. Oh, that relationship didn't work because me and crazy. JoJo might have did that. I had to acknowledge my own participation in my crazy. And because I was building another false truth. And when you build false truths, honey, you building yourself into a cage. You are rebuilding your crazy, and you wonder why it's not stopping. It's because you building those false truths, meaning you created a truth to go around the truth. Because you weren't willing and ready to acknowledge the truth. So I'm going to make this truth true. I'm going to make this lie true because I don't want to deal with the truth. Wonder why you're crazy. There it is. There it is. How many folk we know like that? Now, you know that girl know the truth. But she living. Oh, she know. But she built a truth around the truth so that she could live with it. Right? So she could keep going on. So she could keep dating the married man. So she could keep stealing from her job. So she could keep talking about her friends. We build truths around the truth so that we so that we feel better about ourselves. Wake up your sister so we can feel better about ourselves. The guidance of truth. The good Lord gave me these 3 points. I love you, Miss Valerie. The truth has given me freedom, my sister. It has given me peace that I no longer have to decide, is this the true truth or is this the truth I built around the truth? Right. And Beverly, it's hard when ain't nobody there. It's hard. I think, you know what, when people catch you in a non-truth, I ain't gonna call you a lie, but when people catch you in a non-truth, it hurts your feelings. But you can't get over it. But when it's just you, yourself, and I, and the Lord, and you see the truth, man, your ego take a hit. You real embarrassed. You feel sick to the stomach. Like, I can't believe, JoJo, You were doing all that. That's how you rolling. But you out here telling people all this other stuff. You don't want to look in the mirror. You don't want to look in the mirror to that. No, ma'am. But when I did, you had the freedom, the peace. Did you wake up your sister? Directive and direction. So when I acknowledged all the truth, I had the freedom, and then I had the peace that I don't have to try to figure out the truth around the truth. Then the directive that I was getting, meaning JoJo, go do, was easier to do. Because before, my directive was hard because, you know, I had the truth of the truth of the truth of the truth that I had to go around. Because if I told the truth, it was going to hurt my friend feeling, my cousin, them, brother, them, mom, and them. So I couldn't tell that truth. So let me go over here and see if I can tell this truth, and maybe it'll highlight that truth, and without me having to tell it that it was the truth. So maybe I'll focus on, you see? You see how crazy that can get? So when I decided to have the whole truth with myself, then I had the peace. And then my directive of JoJo, this is what you can go do. Then I understood my directive. Then I understood my direction. Now I know why I have to go this way. Now it's easier for me to take my directive, and follow the directions that I was given. The ego is a hell of a thing. That your ego will keep you bound and it will set you free. Now, whichever one you choose, my sister, is totally up to you. But it can keep you bound. And not only will it keep you bound, that ego will keep you bound and have you thinking that everybody in the world done wronged you because you ain't willing to tell the truth to yourself. And so who am I feeding? I'm feeding my ego and all my insecurities and all my doubts and my fears. I'm feeding it because I ain't ready to acknowledge the truth. And so then I can get mad at you because you don't want to support me, because you don't love me the way I think you should love me, because you ain't my friend the way a real friend think I should be. Or that's why I can't be in a marriage. I can't have a relationship because my ego is being fed by the non-truth of the truth that I don't want to tell. So your ego can either bring you up or break you down. It can set you free or it can set you up. Thank you, Beverly. A to the man. So you get to choose. But when you tell the truth, you get set free of that ego. There's humbleness in it. I'm just JoJo from North Carolina. Sophronia's daughter. My mama's on here. I'm just her daughter. I grew up climbing trees. I played football with the boys in the neighborhood. Tomboy, she had to drag me into a dress. Do you understand me? And then I was nerd. She had to drag me out of the house once I started reading books. When you get to the truth of yourself, period, and you stay humble with that ego, your directive and your direction are easier to receive. You have the peace and you have the freedom, because I no longer have to feed that ego. I don't have to feed it. No matter how many times it says, but JoJo. No, I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to feed you except the good things that I need to feed you. Right? I don't need to feed you the untruth, the non-truth of what we thought was true, but it's not really. And now that we're acknowledging that, you can't hold that against me. So, what's up, D? Good morning. So, I'm just saying, the guidance of truth, freedom, peace, directive, and direction. And let me tell you what happens. When you get to the point that you want to tell the truth, here's what happens. When you get to the point that you want to tell the truth, like for real, like no BS and we telling the truth, I ain't gonna say it's easy. This is what I say. And I did this yesterday. Let me tell the truth. I take a deep breath and I tell the truth. It may hurt. You may not even like it. I might not like it either. But I got to tell it because I want that freedom, that peace. And I need to understand my directive and my direction. And I can't help you. I can't be my sister's keeper. I can't live past crazy. I can't be my brother's keeper. I can't help nobody if I'm not willing to acknowledge the truth of it all. The truth of the situation. The truth of the relationship. the truth of myself, if you ain't ready for that, then let me tell you what's going to happen if you're not ready for truth. Give me 1 second. Rosie! Let me tell you what's going to happen if you're not willing and ready to acknowledge the truth of yourself, truth of your situation. Did you wake up your sister?
Yeah, she's up.
Okay. If you don't acknowledge the truth of yourself, your crazy is going to amplify around that one thing. And you're going to wonder why in hell you can't ever get it right. You're going to be married a couple times. Guilty. Even though the first one did. Hey, you don't know if a man going to beat you. Yes, you can, but if you ignore the signs, you marry him anyway. And then when he beat that ass, that's what he do. Let's come to the truth of it, JoJo. Period. You saw the signs. You insisted on going. So when you insist on going anyway, when you see the truth, boo, you're going to get the truth. You're going to get the truth of that situation. You're going to get the truth of that relationship. You're going to get the truth of that friendship, because it ain't going to, reality ain't going to lie. You may lie to yourself and give yourself another version of the truth so that you can accept the lie of the reality that you see. Like I could lie. Yeah, my ex-husband tore my tail up, black eye, threw me out the moving car, kept me locked up, raped me in front of kids. He did all the things. The truth of the matter is, I saw those red flags in the beginning. But because I was insistent on doing what, JoJo wanted to do, I went on with it anyway. And I tried to make the truth not the truth of the situation. And where did that end me up at? Now, did I deserve it? Nope. No woman deserves abuse. Absolutely not. I'm the biggest advocate for domestic violence. My books are about it. That's what I speak about 95% of the time. But when I came to the truth of the matter, because what you're not fixing to do is take all of my energy, beat me, put me down, make me feel bad, and you want to take my power. You only get to choose. You only get one. Pick one. And that's all you're going to get. Because I'm taking all of that back. But my sister, you can't take it back until you come to the truth of the situation. The guidance of truth is going to give you freedom, peace, directive, and direction. It may be ugly. We may not like it. We may not even want to acknowledge it. But as my daddy would say, it is what it is. There are only two mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way and not starting. See, I started on this journey of self-growth to live past crazy, Freedom 2019. Somebody's waiting to hear my voice. They will not move until I move. Strengthen my voice by speaking my truth. I have no lack. I only have abundance. I receive all of my blessings. My mindset says yes. See, I can't say that. I can't say that and not be truthful to myself. These can't hang up on my desk every morning and me not be truthful to me. Because then there's no reason for that. Because you may say the words until you're willing to do the work of the words. Until you understand the words, it's not going to help. You're not going to go anywhere. Your crazy is going to manifest. Your crazy is going to keep showing up over and over. We will never be able to live past paycheck to paycheck because you're not truthful with yourself. We're never going to be able to find the man who loves you or let the man find you who loves you because we ain't truthful. We ain't acknowledging nothing. You got to be willing to do the truth of the work. And my sisters, until you're ready to accept the whole truth, as they say, nothing but the truth of yourself. And you ain't got to share that with nobody. I wrote mine down. And I had a come to Jesus meeting with JoJo. Yamitra, Louise, Waddell. All three of them showed up and we all had a meeting. And we talked about the truth of JoJo. And then once we got it all out the way, then the foundations I had set became a little bit stronger because they were shaking. Then it became easier. Freedom is what I received. Peace is what I received. Oh my goodness. Because now I ain't trying to think of, is this the true truth? Or is this the truth I built around the non-truth? Is this a whole lie, nothing but a lie? Then I was able to understand the directive and the direction. Good morning, Jace. You want to say good morning to the morning show?
Good morning.
Good morning. This is my nephew, Jason Pooh. Go wash your face and brush your teeth. Brush your hair.
Okay.
All right. Until we are ready for all things truth, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. As Beverly said, that ego is a hell of a thing. It's either going to build you up, it's going to break you down. Whichever way you want it to roll is how it's going to go. You ain't ready to check that ego because you the man, you the woman, and ain't nobody fixing to talk to you that way. But if you get to the truth of it, you did it to yourself. Then you got to decide what you going to do about it. Because you don't want to be 50. I'm 44. I don't want to be 44 trying to figure this mess out. I'm glad I started a little earlier. But now at 44, whatever age, 50, 60, 70, whatever age, start the car. That's what we're going to do. Until I'm ready to live the truth of that thing, period. The guidance of truth, freedom, peace, directive, and direction. Quote of the day, there are only 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way and not starting. If you're going to start, my sister, we got to finish. And we might as well finish strong. Tell the truth. Who said this? That church people say, tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell the truth, shame the people are in your circle. Tell the truth and get rid of that shame. You're not fixing to shame me, and I know the truth. You mean to tell me I got to be shamed because the lie that you think is the truth is not the truth? Nope. You're not fixing to shame me, make me feel bad, make me look bad, and ain't now part of it the truth. But I ain't going to tell the truth because I don't want to hurt some mama and them, cousin them feelings. Nope. You got to pick one. Either you want me to be shameful or you want me to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth, but I'm not going to be shameful. And you're not going to hold me responsible for you not telling your version of the truth. A to the man. Yes, Beverly, yes. Always a religious ego that got to be checked. Because, you know, I'm a Christian. There's more Christians going to hell than more sinners going to heaven. I'm just saying. That's my personal belief. Hey, because as Rosie's rapper said, church is where I found God. It's also where I learned to judge people. So that is it for the Fearless Thought of the day. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Please make sure you share the video because sharing is caring. I hope you have an amazing Monday. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. The quote of the day, there are only 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way and not starting. If you're going to start, sister, we might as well finish that thing up strong. Period. If your friends and family do not have Facebook, that is that's the quote of the day. Here's the YouTube channel, which they can binge watch all of the Fearless Morning shows over there. The truth, the guidance of truth, y'all. Freedom, peace. Then you're going to understand your directive. Then you're going to understand your direction. Thank you, Lord, for telling me that this morning. The guidance of truth. Freedom, peace, directive, and direction. Quote of the day. There are only 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth. Not going all the way, not starting. Be careful about that ego. Miss Beverly brought it up. Thank you. That ego will eat you alive. Be careful about your Christianity. It would do that. Remember, religion gives you something to do. Spirituality gives you something to be. So don't get caught up in your doing that you forget to acknowledge the truth because you know you busy doing things so you ain't got time to acknowledge the truth of the thing. So you ain't got no real freedom, peace, directive, or direction. All right, guys. I hope you have an amazing Monday. Thank you so much for being here with me. My name is Yamitra JoJo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy Specialist. So what better place to be than here with me. I hope you're safe out there. You want to tell them bye-bye? And this is my nephew. You want to tell them your name?
Jace Waddell.
Jace Waddell. This is my nephew. He hanging out with Auntie this week. So I hope you have an amazing day, guys. And I will see you here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one. You want to wave bye?